Third Reich. Some say it was the most evil and heinous regime in history. Under Adolf Hitler, the Nazis slaughtered nearly 17 million people, altering the course of human history. But was the sudden rise of Nazi Germany all because of one psychotic dictator? Or could it have had help from an outside, extraterrestrial source?
With aid from extraterrestrials, Hitler could have easily created the ultimate superweapon.
From underground laboratories to experiments in time travel. Did Hitler have alien secrets driving the Nazi war machine? Tonight, we go on the hunt for Nazi UFO technology, and the discoveries will astound you. Join us as the secrets of Nazis and UFOs are unsealed. A global effort has begun. Secret files hidden from the public for decades, detailing every UFO account, are now available to the public. We are about to uncover the truth behind these classified documents. Find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Unsealed. Alien Files. Exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Germany, 1942. The Nazi Party is in the midst of a world war on multiple continents. Hitler publicly seeks what he calls a wonder weapon. He believes it crucial to boost the morale of the German people. Suddenly, the Nazis unveil a device like nothing the world had ever seen. The V2 rocket.
The V2 rocket was a highly advanced piece of equipment for Nazi Germany. It allowed them to deliver a weapons payload as far as Great Britain. As technology advanced, it would actually go even farther.
The V2 was a response to Hitler's demand for Nazi scientists to deliver a next-generation weapon. It was the world's first long-range ballistic rocket and the first man-made object known to enter space. But some see the V2 as evidence of another possibility, that the Nazi Party used extraterrestrial science to build the Third Reich.
How is it that the Nazis were able to reach space when just 40 years prior, man had just begun to take flight?
The answer may trace back to a surprising source, a mysterious crash that some believe could have put an alien UFO into the hands of Adolf Hitler. Unsealed case file, the Nazi UFO. In his book, Secret Societies and Their Power in the 20th Century, Jan van Helsing tells of an incredible incident. In 1936, Hitler was in full control of Nazi Germany, and the storm clouds of war were building. On a quiet night, locals in the town of Friedberg were awakened when a strange, saucer-shaped craft dropped from the sky, crashing into the forest. Within hours, Hitler's SS troops reportedly arrived on the scene.
Reports say that the Nazis found something the world had never seen, a large, disc-shaped vessel, a flying saucer. If the Nazis did actually find a downed flying saucer, it would give them unheard of power.
The Friedberg UFO was reportedly transported back to the epicenter of SS cult activity, the infamous Wewelsburg Castle. There, the Nazis' top scientific minds reportedly set to work on their most ambitious endeavor: decode the alien ship and use it to develop weapons that could wage war against the world.
The Germans were developing basically rocket sled technology. They were developing advanced armor for their tanks.
But the greatest task reportedly went to Austrian scientist and inventor Victor Schauberger, who worked to unlock the secrets of anti-gravity technology. A task some believe he accomplished in an engine known as the Repulsine and its use of vortex energy.
The Repulsine created a vortex in front of the craft, actually pulling it forward, which allowed it to have much more agile movements, much like what we see in flying saucers.
What's so fascinating about that technology? It was a real technology. It's almost as if you can say that the concept of creating a vortex above a craft or in front of a craft was given to the Germans by their discovery of what they found in crashed UFOs.
If Nazis had mastered the secrets of alien technology, they would now be capable of weapons and aircraft like nothing mankind had ever seen. Could it only be a matter of time before Allied forces met the results face to face on the battlefield? Coming up next, Hitler's UFO army is exposed. But if you think you've heard of the ultimate wonder weapon, think again. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. The Nazi thirst for an advanced wonder weapon led them to search the Earth for the most devastating technology mankind had ever seen. But was their greatest discovery not from Earth at all?
Now, when you have the ideology that there could be an alien race out there above them, that could have technology that far surpassed anything that Nazi scientists had achieved at this point, you have to assume that they would be really interested in that alien technology and would do anything to get it.
Some theorists believe a recovered alien craft may have led to a Nazi anti-gravity prototype known as Repulsine. These designs illustrate several Nazi aircraft rumored to be powered by Repulsine technology. Some believe these discs are evidence of German engineering combined with alien intelligence. The most famous of these craft was known as the Honnebu. It was described as a flying saucer, allegedly measuring 25 meters in diameter and capable of traveling at 17,000 kilometers an hour.
According to reports, these things came in every size imaginable, from massive warships to tiny discs that could be launched from catapult.
But if the Nazis were truly building a fleet of UFOs for world domination, do we have any proof that they actually took to the skies? Just ask the Allied pilots of World War II. Unsealed case file, Nazi Foo Fighters. Beginning in 1942, Allied pilots flying battle missions over Germany began seeing glowing balls of light racing through the skies and boxing in their planes.
During the latter part of World War II, American squadrons encountered these craft, and because the French word for fire, which was feu, the American pilots called them Foo Fighters.
Written testimonies, such as that of RAF pilot B.C. Lumsden, describe an orange light encountered at 7,000 feet, diving around the plane before firing off. Hundreds more of these strange encounters were reported, from simple sightings to incidents described as screaming dogfights with strange balls of light.
And we believe these objects were not just optical illusions or balls of light. We believe they were real objects because a B-29 bomber shot down a Foo Fighter in 1945 over the South Pacific, and the Foo Fighter split into 1 million pieces.
But if Adolf Hitler did have alien intelligence, it's possible he sought more than cutting-edge aircraft.
With aid from extraterrestrials, Hitler could have easily created the ultimate superweapon. And we're talking something that's bigger than just guns or aircraft.
In the twilight of World War II, Allied forces were pushing into Germany. German airfields were bombed beyond repair. Hitler was seeking technology to launch aircraft not dependent on runways. But did his solution become the most powerful weapon in history? Unsealed case file, the Nazi Bell. Rumored to be inspired by the UFO Hitler recovered in 1938, Nazi slave labor carved an underground research facility 1,000 kilometers into the Sudeten Mountains. According to alien theorists, This facility was designed to house an incredible device known as Die Glocke, or the bell.
Die Glocke was purportedly a bell-shaped device that stood up to 15 feet tall. And it's been said that 5 of Hitler's top scientists may have died while working on that project. And those sacrifices mean that Hitler thought he was onto something.
And here was their technology that used counter-rotating cylinders of a very heavy metal, liquid metal, called red mercury. And by spinning them, by counter-rotating them at furiously high speeds, it generated an intense field of radioactivity. And that became the power source for these weapons, counter-rotating fields of mercury.
Experts believe one purpose of Die Glocke was to power the flytrap, a circular set of arches allegedly designed to vertically launch Nazi saucers.
Reports say that the flytrap was used to launch anti-gravity aircraft. If the Nazis had actually developed anti-gravity aircraft, there's no way the Allies would have been able to keep up.
But other historians argue that the bell may have had a much greater and more frightening purpose, one that could make the Nazi Party the most unstoppable army in the history of time. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Welcome back to Unsealed, Alien Files. The Third Reich. Despite accounts of recovered flying saucers and incredible advances in weaponry, modern historians remain skeptical that there is a connection between Nazis and UFOs.
But there is proof, there's testimonial proof. One of the great German rocket scientists, Hermann Oberth, went very public and said the Germans were helped by people from other worlds. That's a stunning statement.
The greatest proof of the Nazis' alien secrets may be found within a mysterious device known as Die Glocke, or the bell. But could the strangest detail of the bell reveal that it was the ultimate wonder weapon?
Some of the stories about this device describe that it had a mirror on top of it that allegedly allowed one to see images from the past.
Some say Nazis controlled the bell with ancient Aryan practices to warp space and time. Was Hitler building a time machine?
How would it have traveled in time? By creating vortices, they could shoot themselves through, pull space-time around them.
So operate off the assumption that the Nazi bell was a time machine and Hitler was able to actually create it. If he could just go into this object and go back to any point in time that he would want to, would be unstoppable. He can, in essence, do whatever he wanted, save Nazi Germany, and really fulfill his world domination desire.
But in 1945, the Third Reich fell.
We will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
Hitler is said to have ordered the bell's destruction to prevent its alien technology from falling into U.S. hands.
But there's another theory. In December 1965, over 20 years after Die Glocke disappeared, a strange bell-shaped craft heavy with radioactivity and glowing blue swept over the American border from Canada, over Michigan, over Ohio, making long S-curves and slowly coming to a controlled crash landing outside of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania.
Multiple witnesses claimed not only to see the crashed object, but reported its appearance to be nearly identical to that of the bell. Reports state that almost instantly, a group of American soldiers wearing no insignia arrived with a flatbed truck to retrieve the object.
People were warned, keep your mouth shut. Don't talk about this.
Could this tale confirm the true purpose of Die Glocke?
Did Die Glocke disappear in time, landing 20 plus years later in Pennsylvania, and then being taken to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, where for all we know, it sits there today, our own American time machine.
At the end of the war, the world was now seemingly safe from the Nazi threat. But did alien technology give the Nazi Party more longevity than we ever imagined possible? In 1947, the U.S. Army received a letter from Guido Bernardi, a man claiming to be a former Nazi operative.
This letter referenced that not only was Hitler alive, but he was living in a specially designed U-boat. He was experimenting with highly advanced pieces of technology, flying saucers, as he described them, inside this letter, that were set to attack certain points of America, Great Britain, and other key targets on the world.
According to the letter, Hitler's submarine was heading south, past Africa.
Now, why would you be traveling south past Africa? There's nothing south of Africa, except Antarctica.
In 1938, a Nazi expedition to Antarctica created rumors of a secret base beneath the ice in an area claimed by the Germans as New Swabia. But could this base have been where Hitler retreated to develop UFO technology? And is it possible we've already discovered it? Unsealed case file, Operation High Jump. In 1946, Admiral Richard Byrd led 4,700 soldiers, 13 ships, and multiple aircraft on what was to be an 8-month research mission known as Operation High Jump. 2 weeks later, after suffering a large number of losses, they returned.
This was not simply exploration. This was a war maneuver. What happened to that? Admiral Byrd reached the South Pole with his expedition.
Upon return, Byrd was quoted by the press, warning that the U.S. should adopt protection against the possibility of an invasion of the country by hostile planes coming from the polar regions. Were the U.S. forces confronted by a concentrated force of Nazis with advanced alien aircraft and weaponry?
It sounds crazy, but if it's true, then the Nazis could still be living under the ice of the Antarctic to this day.
Coming up, we reveal the ultimate Nazi UFO secret, exact coordinates that could show the location of a secret Antarctic stronghold. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. Come back to Unsealed, Alien Files. Evidence shows Hitler may have pursued secret alien technology, giving the Third Reich advanced flying machines and perhaps even the secrets of time travel. But did it allow the Nazi regime to remain alive and well in a secret base deep in Antarctica?
It's hard for anything to survive down there. If they were able to find a way to do it, then how will we ever know they're there?
Could these global coordinates, released in a recent news article, show what some believe is the legendary base's entrance?
Satellite images clearly show an opening 180 feet wide and 230 feet high. It's the only place you could house a UFO.
Type in the Google Earth coordinates for where Byrd believed the entrance to be. You can actually see the entrance to inner Earth.
If true, Hitler may have fully mastered alien secrets to ensure the Third Reich's dominance, and our war with the Nazi regime may not be over. This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth.